Welcome back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. Well, who doesn't want to make their lives and work richer? A possible answer is freedom. Nick Halik, and I just found out he's from Australia. The author of 5 Day Week is here to explain. Buddy.
How you doing?
Melbourne,
Yep,
Sydney people. What's better, Melbourne or Sydney? Truth?
Melbourne.
Oh.
By far more cosmopolitan, you know.
More European.
And more Melburnians experience a 5-day weekend lifestyle than Sydney-siders.
Well, what do you think Sydney-siders do?
Spend too much time on the beach.
Isn't that a good lifestyle?
You know, we're Melburnians, we're more business-orientated kind of thing.
I got you.
And
we're
then,
more LA in New York, in Sydney. Melbourne's more New York, I think.
Yeah, pretty much kind of thing. But we make it work, you know.
All right. You are the author of 5 Day Weekend. Explain
Yes.
this book to begin with, because I know everyone's sitting at home going, 5 Day Weekend?
Well, I changed the paradigm shift from a 5-day work week into a 5-day weekend.
Okay.
And what I do is, you know, I'm the lead fighter in this. I want to dismantle the 5-day work week and provide individuals more opportunity to travel, live life on their own terms and their conditions at all times. You know?
Okay, I got you. Well, I just want to go back to one thing.
Yes.
You are, or were, a astronaut.
I've always been an entrepreneur and an investor, but I had a boyhood dream to become an astronaut. So,
what were your missions, very quickly, sir?
Basically, I was allocated to Team A13 and Team A14 to the International Space Station. But here's the story. So at age 17, I actually relocated to Los Angeles.
Yes.
And because I had that boyhood dream at age 4 to become an astronaut, I didn't have any college accreditation or any tertiary qualification.
Yeah.
So NASA wanted to accept me to be able to fulfill my boyhood dream.
Got you.
So instead I went through the Russians, and they had a special program for civilians who were multimillionaires who were able to pay for the training and the flights, and so long as I met all the health requirements and I passed my exams and I learned how to speak, read and write Russian, I was able to qualify after 5 years of training and studying.
Wow,
so,
talk about dedication.
But I was an entrepreneur. I mean, I used my own funds to self-fund my pursuits.
I think it's amazing. Now, one of the questions that you brought up, which I thought was quite interesting, how can Airbnb, Uber and Lyft help you make money and gain freedom?
Yeah, well, this is examples of being more entrepreneurial or having like a side hustle.
Yeah.
See, the biggest thing is this, right? You know, and probably 2 questions to ask is, how long can you withstand your lifestyle if you stop working right now? And have you designed a life that you don't need a vacation from? And most individuals, their income is all active. It's 100% reliant on them, and they're not making enough money. And these days, credit cards are perceived as supplemental income. So what you do is, in order to raise your income profile, there's a lot of side hustles. You can get started like in between jobs or on the weekends to generate more income, to dismantle some credit card debt so you can start putting money away so you can start to invest. And when you invest, the idea is to invest in assets that generate more passive income.
How do you know when that dream that you had as a kid, and I'm bringing this back into this question, is going to work for you later in life?
Well, in my case, I was 8 years of age and I drafted the screenplay to my life, which was my top 10 list of goals. And I've been the actor, the producer and the director since age 8. But the thing is, when you internalize it and when you emotionalize the experience, and then you socialize it and have other individuals hold you accountable to those goals, see, the great thing about being a young child when you write down crazy goals is because they're lofty, they're big, they're massive, right?
Yeah.
But as young kids, you question everything in life, so you obviously want to do the most craziest things out there in the universe and whatever too. But so long as you've got individuals that hold you accountable, and look, ultimately, have a career that you're passionate about. Monetize your passion, monetize your career, as opposed to having a job of necessity where you're doing it just to survive.
I love it. Nick, I'm going to ask you to stick around. We have another segment after the break, but I'm going to ask my directors if we can dump that and keep talking to you.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate it. We'll be right back after this short break, everyone. See, well, of course, I had to keep my fellow Aussie, even though he's from Melbourne, Nick Halik, on the program, the author of 5 Day Weekend. I didn't even get a chance to scratch the surface with you. So we very rarely do 2 segments.
Right.
So I want to talk to you a little bit more about, okay, everyone's sitting at home.
Yep.
Even if they didn't have the dreams that you had now as a kid, as an example, but they have moved on.
Absolutely.
Okay, how do they make their life better with what you teach?
Cool. Well, the average individual has probably 2 or 3 particular skills they're particularly good at.
Okay.
They can actually monetize, for example. For example, if you're really good with social media or like being on your computer, you can actually like hire your services and monetize your services by being a consultant, for example. There's a lot of individuals who utilize Facebook and Instagram, and you can actually do that for other businesses, for example, and help them how to promote themselves. And you can probably charge them $2,000 or $3,000 a month per client. So 10 clients, that's $30,000 per month. It's over 300 grand a year.
It's just
working
getting
from home.
up and doing it.
It's taking massive action, participating in your own financial rescue, but there are things like Facebook, social media, which is all free. Uber's for free. I mean, even if you have a car in your garage, you can have a car in your garage you haven't driven for like 6 or 7 months. You can actually rent it out to another Uber driver who doesn't have a car. They want to drive Uber, and they pay you to drive your car. I mean, my point is there are so many ways to alleviate stress, taking massive action to generate more income, so now you've got more money to invest, and now you've got passive income. See, the biggest problem in this country right now is there's an epidemic of debt. Individuals that are basically working in a job of necessity, they're not making enough money over here, they've got the rent, they've got liabilities. I mean, it's a consumer-led capitalism, and they're on the wrong side of capitalism over here.
Okay.
And they're just not making enough money, but they need to take massive action and start to live their 5-day-a-weekend lifestyle.
Okay, I got you. Very quickly, because I've got to toss over to Lisa, what do people learn in your book?
Definitely. We show them how to keep more money, how to make more money, and how to grow more money. Keeping more money is basically how to repatriate money that is legally owed to you by giving yourself an instant pay rise from day one. Next, we show you how to generate more money, being an entrepreneur, and then how to invest over here. But it's a step-by-step approach over here to transform your 5-day work week into a 5-day weekend.
Buddy, I wanted to have you back. I really do. Now, how do people buy the book?
Yep, at all leading bookstores, at the airports, on Amazon over here, or just go to 5-day work week. So, 5-day work week.
I've got you. 5-day weekend is your book.
You got me the 5-day week, 5dayweekend.com.
That's what, 5?
We'll talk about work week. So, my God.
Yeah, just put up that lower third again for me if you wouldn't mind. It's 5dayweekend.com for more information as well. Nick, we appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Are you here doing a tour through Kentucky?
I'm just traveling around the United States right now.
I think it's fantastic. Good for you.
Absolute buzz.
We've got to go. David wants to talk to you.
Thank you.